Warriors, what's good? Hope all is well. It's hot out here. It's over 100 degrees in the Carolinas. And it's just getting started, but we already knew this was going to happen. We saw the astrology that was coming in, or I took a look at some of the planets' movements and things like that weeks ago, and fire and air is very prominent in the charts right now, along with some other things, but we've definitely been seeing a lot of that energy play out. A lot of fire and air energy, intelligence, technology, aggression. We see missiles flying all over the place. Fire, air. They're saying that it's going to be a record-breaking heat type of summer. Fire. And hurricane season hasn't even come in yet. So, just on a lighter level, just fire and air is going to be very prevalent over the next year and a half, and which basically means some of those things that I mentioned, or abrupt changes, like, fire and air is combustible if in its raw state, uncontrolled, untamed. So things can happen very quickly, immediately, unexpectedly, out of the blue. This is an easy example, like the president dropping the F-bomb because, they keep firing rockets at each other. That's, I can't make this stuff up. So, but anyway, we're winding down Men's Mental Health Month, and I just wanted to share some stuff with the Warriors. So out here putting in that work on whatever levels you putting it in for yourself. I salute you. So it's been a year since I've been just playing around with these videos here and there. Some here, some on YouTube. And like I said, I hope that it helped someone, but I knew it was going to help me. And the crazy thing is, it helped me. This has helped me to shatter a part of a conditioning within me that was keeping me limited in so many ways. More or less a perspective that I was conditioned into, programmed into, from various things, traumas, situation, experience, life, whatever, right? Failures, defeats, whatever. And not only the ones that I may have encountered in this life, but whatever was passed on to me. I know that might be a little deep for some of y'all, but Warriors already know what I'm talking about. And I was adamant about dealing with these parts of my psyche. And there were a lot of things that I still do read and read, study. Dr. Joe Dispenza. I love Carl Jung. I listen to Marcus Aurelius when I'm running. So, a lot of those things help with many others. But the thing that I wanted to just kind of rap to you guys about was that I don't have time to put all of this here, so I'm going to give you the short. There were some things that I dealt with early in life. Some really horrible shit. And I don't blame anybody because I've forgiven myself for even feeling a certain way like that as a child. And it had a lot to do with my education. I started reading really early. But some of the adults in my life, they were dealing with their own challenges. And, your light can really irritate people. It doesn't matter if they're family or not. It caused challenges for me that nobody really knew about, because I never said anything about it. I didn't even really know how to address it. On one side, on one coin, like certain individuals in my family who probably would have given me the support that I needed, they just weren't equipped with those resources to do so. And the part of my family that did took it upon themselves to try to belittle me or put me in my place because I was outspoken. And this is across many different things. But I stayed true to myself, which kind of makes you the black sheep in a lot of ways, which is good, because it was good for me because I was breaking this conditioning and these programs and this mindset that people told me that I had to have that just did not ring true in my spirit. And it took years of experiencing different things to kind of come to where I am right now, full circle. Like I said, this is a really, really loaded statement that I'm going to condense. And I'll give an example. I've always been an overachiever, but I ran into a place in my life where I was dealing with a lot of takers, and I didn't have that much to give to myself. And the long or the short of it is I broke. I kind of lost everything. Health, wealth. Only thing that didn't break was my spirit. I didn't complain about it. Some things I was able to get clarity on quicker than others. And like right now, I'm talking about the last 11 years to this point here, because I had been through so much prior to that. But the last 11 has kind of been like a break-in and then a rebuild completely. Mentally, physically, for sure. Spiritually, I always continue to grow. But there were certain things that I couldn't understand why they happened to me, but I knew that I needed to be able to find peace with the shit. And it wasn't like I wanted to be angry or feel a certain type of way. And I was like, what the why is this so heavy on my mind? And usually when things bother you or is an issue, it's the universe, your higher self, God, however you want to see it, pointing something out that needs to be fixed so that you can get what you actually really want. But you're going to have to be able to see the issue within yourself, not with the thing, not with the person. You're going to have to see what put you in that what put you in those circumstances. And ain't saying that it's your fault, because those are the afflictions, and many of us men have lots of afflictions because we're not supposed to show any type of emotion, have any type of opinion about things that go a certain way with us. You can, just don't be, because that gets twisted up too. Like, don't be soft. Don't be soft, yo. Like, that's just not going to work for you. I mean, be soft with your children when you can, and then even that needs to be a certain level of firmness there as well too. But anyway, back to what we were talking about. So, I'll give you an example. One example of many, many things. This is only one thread in the fabric, like a bedspread, you know what I'm saying? It's like one thread, right? So when my company fell apart, it hit hard because of where my health was and how much energy and time I had put into it, and it wasn't the first startup venture I had built. And I was like, yo, this is the one, this is going to stick. The other ones I learned from, so on and so forth. Everything was rocking, but bad partnership and giving on my part. Not being able to see my value that I was bringing to the situation, because I saw the value that my partner brought to the table, who was an incredible programmer. And I admired him for being that. And I wanted to learn this skill on that level. And part of the reason for me was because I've always been into technology. Even when I was in high school, I was into technology, and I had a dumbass teacher that wouldn't let me into a magnet program because he thought I was a better fucking football player. Even though I had like an A in the class that was a requirement to get into this engineering program. So that kind of stung. Then I got to college thinking that I was going to learn how to program, and most of my teachers were mathematicians, and I'm paying rent. Like, I don't live on campus. I pay rent, and I'm going to school full time. Yo, I need you to make this work for me, bruh. So I kind of got irritated. So then I was like, all right, I'm going to go the solo route. Let's get the certs. But back in the day, the certs were ridiculously priced. I mean, outrageously priced. So you would more than likely have to learn it on your own if you didn't have resources that were going to fund you to get certified in some type of IT or technology or whatever. But I was good at business. I'm good at negotiation. I'm great at taking an idea and building a process and then bringing that thing into fruition. Like, I'm really good at that. I can take an idea and bring it into fruition with the steps that are needed to be able to do it, because I've done it so much in my life with different things. So I was good at that. So I handled a lot of the foundational development for what we were building, how we were going to build it, the way we were going to market it, our niche. I could see things that my partner couldn't see because he was so heavy tech oriented. He didn't even see that sometimes when he was trying to teach people, it would be too much of an overload. So I just dialed it back so people can get it, which made people buy more. So when everything fell apart with the company, I was really upset. But I think I was more upset with myself because I felt like I overgave and I trusted too much of the situation. And what I mean is, later, because like this took a while, like I was over the money, the company and all that kind of stuff, but there was something still bothering me, you know, like even when I was in Europe, I would be thinking about this, like what the I gotta let this go. It's stopping me from being able to produce what I want to produce. And I'm not really sure how to do that. There is some type of affliction here. And what I thought was the issue was only the surface. Man, it took me so far back into my childhood where things happened where I needed to kind of, certain things came up for me to bring awareness to them and understand how it affected my psyche, and then laugh about it and let it go. And the more I did this, I started getting those bits of clarity that were needed. And I would take that energy and I'll put it into what I didn't have. And it gave me strength. And it wasn't easy. Because, you know, sometimes you got to do it while people love to see you fall flat on your face, especially if you've done incredible things in your life, or you just weren't supposed to be able to do something because somebody didn't think you were smart enough or strong enough or capable or whatever, and you do it. Them be the first people to be so happy to see you fall. and then go out of their way to try to make sure you stay there. Don't tie into that too much. That's just the vibration that they operating on. So, you know, I kept to myself, kept plugging away. Things just kept happening for me on the low, and I just kept it to myself. Because the biggest thing with this particular situation, example that I just gave, is I learned how to program. And I'm still, you know, learning every day, because I'm a data guy, so I mainly deal with SQL. And the funny thing is, like, I'm learning how to program, which I enjoy, but sometimes some of these queries, well, you know, it's a challenge. So you grow that brain muscle. But when you talk to me about data as a data expert, I know my shit. I mean, I really know what I'm doing. And that's a strength. And I look back to when I had the company, my business partner saw my strengths, but was intimidated by it. But because I was so focused on what he was bringing to the table, I didn't see what I had. Well, I had the whole package. I can do it all. But I just felt a certain way because I couldn't program. But then I learned how to program. And now, when I look at the whole situation, I'm actually very, very grateful, because I forgave myself for putting that much trust in something else besides myself, like, because I kind of doubted my abilities. Not kind of, I doubted my abilities. So moving past that gave me strength. And then I also was able to see the good, all of the good that came out of having that small tech firm. It put me eons ahead of most people who work in the field, because there were certain things I had to do. Like, if we didn't get a contract, we didn't eat, which means I didn't get paid, which means I couldn't take care of my child. So when I walk into these other rooms where it's like very chaotic, as far as data is concerned, and people are like frustrated, my background as a counselor gives me the ability to read the room, make observations on behavior, and speak and communicate on a level which, you know, the people in the room will understand, so I can get us all on one accord to be able to begin to lay out the foundation for what they need to have a data management system or a reporting system or whatever the case may be. Sometimes you don't gonna see how valuable what you're doing is until you get to the point of where you really truly understand the value in what you're doing. And that may take some time for a lot of reasons, but you can do it. So that's my personal testimony on a small level. There have been many other things, but that was just the one thing that was a challenge that I've conquered within this last year for sure. And I just wanted to share that with you guys. And hopefully, you know what I'm saying, like, you're winning in whatever it is that you're pursuing. And I'll be checking back in with you guys soon. I don't know when. It's like a 20-minute message, so I don't even know if this thing will load Instagram, but it'll definitely be on YouTube. But other than that, peace.